been a while since I was last on my vintage story shenanigans, and today I have yet another medieval house. That's right. I decided to revisit my old system of building in this game and try and enhance it. Try and incorporate a lot more chiseling, a lot more detail work instead of just vomiting beams all over the place. It's been a long while since I last touched Vintage Story, but it felt good. It felt good to pick this back up and try my hand again. I'm not going to go over the full tutorial on how to actually build this because it follows loosely the same principles as the original medieval house design, but I more so just want to go over all the different tweaks and enhancements that I made in order to make it a little fancier. So, as you can see here, this is a whole block. You can see kind of the inside here. The stone portion is just a whole block with an extruded wall here that's chiseled down, and it's actually flat all the way up. There's only 2 floors or 2 levels of depth in this entire build. Except I think this was no, that's wrong. Wait. No, yeah. This is just a flat wall that you chisel in by the 8x8 brush. The 4x4? No, the 8x8. Yeah. So this is actually a fairly simple design to replicate. It's same principles as last time, and yeah, key features to note are instead of a bunch of beamwork, there's a lot of chiseling here. There are these little under doodads here. Support beams as averted to using beams to accomplish that, which I think adds a nice geometric look. I like to keep and use the larger chiseling brushes as averted to getting like super fine and fancy with it. It doesn't look as aesthetically pleasing to me when you go over the top with like the 1x1 brush, as crazy as some folks out there are. So this block, super simple. It's literally just the wall, but with a simple chiseled layer in there. And then these things are kind of weirdly alternated. If it's kind of on the first or the second, what is that? Second 4x4, 4x4 to the left of the edge of the block. And then a beam alternating. And instead of going on every single vertical support like I did in my old builds, I actually decided to alternate with this one to give it a lot more space, a lot more kind of breathing room, to make the overall composition a little more dynamic to look at, which I think I definitely achieved. And surprisingly, it was a lot easier to do this than it was the other ones. Really what it comes down to is nailing down the positioning of everything, which is fairly simple. You just kind of make one and then repeat it on the other. If you have QP's chisels, makes things super simple. You can just copy and paste things, right? As one does. So yeah, you just repeat the pattern across and then repeat it all on the other side. This is actually the exact same wall, but flipped. Thankfully, because of my work on Stormhold, I learned how to use World Edit, so it took me like no time at all to build this thing, at least in creative. Yeah, it's fairly simple. You just have the little support things here, you do the chiseled lines, and then you connect with beams, alternating from the corners to the other ones. And on this side it doesn't exactly mirror because the way these beams are and the way chiseling kind of is with the way I did it makes it kind of irregular. I guess I could have gotten super fine into the chiseling, but I wanted to keep it super simple to reproduce. And that actually has the added benefit of just kind of making it a little more, I don't know, a little more irregular. It's not like a completely uniform shape. The way the sections line up kind of create a conceptual look that I think is better than were I to just, come down to a finite science, make everything super precise. Also, these beams don't exactly line up on the grids. The chiseling. I don't know, it's funky. It's funky. Another thing of note. This is a super simple little, I don't know, pagoda. What is that called? Canopy. Yeah. This is a super simple canopy. I put these on literally all my houses. Of course, with the quintessential forge and anvil underneath. Just a nice way to take a flat wall and put something there. Make it a little more interesting to look at. The roof here, I'm very, very excited about. I actually used, if you look closely, this is chiseled blocks of hay. I found out you can actually chisel those. And the texture is the exact same as the thatch. So I used whole hay blocks and the thatch stairs, and I chiseled it out to give it a really, really nice texture that I think kind of looks kind of Anglo-Saxon was the inspiration I was going for when I designed this roof. I love it. I love it. I love it. Over here, this is kind of cool. This is just a little super compact like shed design. Very simple. It's just a too high. Oh, that's my lantern. It's a too high segment with these flat, very thin chiseled pieces on top. And then I use the beam to cover up the seams with the door here. And then through beams at the center of every block. Just kind of around all the faces that were kind of flat to make it a little more nice to look at, but not the beam vomit that is quintessential, that is stereotypical of my old build style. Especially up here on the top here, I left these nice wide open spaces to give it a little more room to breathe, make the detail a little more kind of focused as an overall image. I think my old design was pretty, I don't know, it's just kind of like beams everywhere, all over the place. And it looked nice, but it was also hell to do before they added the crowbar, or before they're adding the crowbar. But I think it also just, I don't know, this looks a lot more complex, a lot more fanciful, I suppose. I love here, this door detailing was pretty cool. This is just a block of shale, or what is that? Yeah, block of shale with slate ashlar bricks inlaid. But what I did is I followed the texture of the actual brick. So if you look, if I were to chisel this out with the ashlar brick, there's this little crease here, crevice, I suppose, on the. Let me put down a lantern so you can see. There's this little crevice here. I actually chiseled along the edge of that so that it'd be like whole bricks on that. That's a nice little thing you can do with the ashlar bricks that I discovered. In general, it's a lot less, I don't know, it is definitely over chiseled, but at the same time the chiseling is so efficient, I feel like, and well placed using, I mean, I didn't go finer than the 4x4 brush for all of this, so it's actually it was fairly quick to do all this, world edit withstanding. As averted to if I, like this is just a flat face. I didn't come out and make all the blocks on the front and chisel it out. Like the doorways are usually kind of a pain, which I still kind of had to do for the top, but I think it looks better. Really just kind of condensing the geometry instead of having a separate specific layer for all these elements that all extrude. I actually intruded a lot of it into the chisel work of the blocks underneath, which I think makes it look way, way better. I love this design here. Yeah. This is another little compositional thing I played with. Was just kind of putting this random face out of stone in there. I think looks really nice. I didn't go for the the exact same T or L shape that I always go for when I build these houses. I just opted for a simple rectangle. But there's so much you can do with these finer, smaller faces and different elements, like the canopy and the shed and these weird, they almost look like chimneys, but they're kind of just like little bastion things. Perhaps a stained glass window would look nice there. Maybe, let's try this. We're doing this on the cuff, on the fly. We're gonna punch this out. We're gonna put some panes there. Ooh, hello. Okay. That's just off rip. That's not even. Damn. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. So yeah, this is a a medieval house design by Redwin. Another one. I took a very, very long break from Vintage Story, and to be honest, did not feel like touching this game at all for the longest time. But I don't know. I thought it would be fun to come back and do this, and I did have fun. So hopefully you learned a thing or two. Hopefully you can apply these little details and doodads in your own builds. I will say these windows here, super simple. Literally all it is just these chiseled out sections here. Hello, there we go. With a beam just put right across that. Very simple. Very simple. Much more focused and composite, I would say. Maybe I can make like a... Oh, hello, there's just a hole in the roof there. The roof is kind of funky to build. Maybe I could put together like a tutorial or something on how to do that, because I know roofs are kind of tricky. This one was a little funky to piece together, but I think it worked out all right. I don't know. I guess I could make a full tutorial or something, but I just wanted to show this off because I'm back in Vintage Story, everybody. I'm back in Vintage Story. Just to fuck around and build. I don't know. If you have any ideas or things you would like to see, things you would like to see me build, yes, I don't know. I kind of build the exact same medieval house in every game, or I have since I first started building these. So it would be nice to get some variety in there, get some, I don't know, some practice in with other things and other concepts. But I don't know. Here it is. Here's the fancy, enhanced version of my medieval house design. So yeah. See you guys in another month. Take care.